Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Filecoin. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, if you haven't seen the previous Filecoin update, make sure to check that out before watching this one. It's going to be in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Now, let's jump straight into the TA. Jumping into the daily chart, as you can see, we have a Fibonacci retracement set up from the swing high in March of 2021 and the swing low all the way down in December of 2020. As you can see, we have retraced all the way back down here to the 1.618 at $4.36. We even had a little bit of a pullback below that down to $2.50. This was an amazing buying opportunity, but soon after we got back above the 1.618 and now we're holding above it, which is great. So this is a good buying opportunity for Filecoin, in my opinion. For anywhere from $7 to $4.5 is an amazing buying opportunity. If I zoom in, you can see that we had this support block laid out, and I believed we even touched on this in the previous update. And after we broke above it in January, we came back down for a back test of support in February. We had a move to the upside. Then we had a pullback to March. Into March, we bounced off that exact support block. And once again, we saw a move to the upside here, all the way up to $7.57. So I would say there is a good chance we're going to come back to this support block one more time. If we do, this is a good dollar cost averaging area. We can also add a price tag to the 1.618 fib level at $4.36. That's going to be a great buying area. So if you want to set up some buy limit orders in advance, that would probably be a smart idea. Now, one thing I don't like about this picture here is that we're printing a lower high. So as you can see, we have our high in August and our next high in February this year is lower than the previous high. And what is good though is that this low is higher than this low. So over here we could be printing a local uptrend, which is great, and we want to continuously have higher highs and higher lows. However, in the grand scheme of things, if you don't break above the August high relatively soon, this is going to be very negative. Of course, if you do break above the high and you back test it as support, we can then set up some targets to the upside. But for now, I would stay more conservative, and I would stay more worried about the targets that we can hit right now, rather than being a moon boy or a moon girl and counting the potential profit or calculating the profit that you could have in 2 years. Just stay conservative, dollar cost average when you can. If you're looking for swing trades, we do have multiple resistance levels. So $10.20, a strong level. Then you have this resistance block above us. We're going to switch the color of this thing just so you don't confuse it with the other block. There we go. So anywhere between $15.25 all the way up to $17.16. That's a great resistance block for us to retest. We haven't done that since we dropped below it in May. So what I am thinking here is that we potentially come up here, break above the 1.272, and then we hit that resistance block that was previously our support over here. We hit that, and then we get sent back down to $10. So this area over here, $17 to $15, great area to potentially sell some tokens, or if you're looking to completely get out of your position, you can sell and just do whatever you want to do, or you could sell and buy back in at this pullback, potentially at $10.25 down at the 1.272. Those are some of the scenarios I could be looking at because I am swing trading my Filecoin. We recently had a very nice swing trade. Well, it wasn't very nice because we did continue pumping, but I took profits here at the 1.414 fib at $7.25 over here. I think I took profit just slightly below that at 22 cents, just like you're supposed to sell below the resistance level, just so there's more chances of you getting filled. Obviously, what happened later is that we continued pushing to the upside, and obviously it would have been nice to sell here, but I just waited for the pullback to come because I knew it was going to happen, and we got the pullback. I entered at $5.70 75 cents, was it? I think. So from there, from $7.22 all the way down to $5.75. That was a nice 20% trade. So I bought back in 20% cheaper. So this is the way I swing trade, only when we get very overextended. And as you can see at this point, when I was taking profits, we were very overextended from the 20 EMA. The gap in between the EMAs was very large. So this was screaming pullback at me. This was screaming pullback. And lo and behold, we pulled back all the way to the support block with a perfect bounce from that block all the way up to $7.60. That's a 53% move in a few days, which is very good. This is an incredible buying opportunity, incredible swing trade opportunity here. So you just have to pay attention. You have to study the charts, look at what you're working with, because even in a bear market, money can be made. Now that's what I have for the daily chart. And let's take a look at the daily RSI. As you can see, potentially we have some sort of a channel up pattern going on here, where you have multiple bounces off this resistance trend line and this support trend line. So from where we are right now, potentially we could be heading all the way up here, back testing that resistance once again, and then moving back down. So what I'm expecting is a swing high sometime in August for the markets. And this is going to be all the way up here in 2023. So at that point, we might have already broken above this trend line and then came back down. So it might not be important at that point. But for now, like I said, this white trend line, if we see another move to the upside, potentially you could take some profits there, just like you could have taken profits here, here, and here. And you can buy back once we pull back down, or you can even wait until we come back down to that support trend line below us. And I do want to switch over to the Binance weekly chart real quick. And before we continue with the video, guys, I quickly want to give a shout out to everyone who has joined my Patreon. Thank you very much. And if you want to become a part of the Patreon and, get access to a lot of exclusive content, such as podcast episodes for patrons only, my trade alerts, my entire portfolio. I share everything that I buy and everything that I sell. If you want to leave some requests, we can take a look at your projects on Patreon. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on there. I try to do daily updates and daily posts in there. So if you want to try it out for free, you can do that as well. There's a 7-day free trial, so you can do that and let me know what you think. Let's get on with the video. Okay, taking a look at the weekly chart, as you can see, we do have a falling wedge pattern that we broke out from, and our technical target was sitting all the way up here at $9.63, and technically you did meet it, right? If I zoom in here, well, barely. You almost got there. You almost retraced to $9.73. Obviously, with this wick here, you almost got there, but not quite, which is not a big deal. Still, we can consider this a nice pattern completed. So this was a 226% move from this low in December. And yeah, this was a very good buying opportunity. This was a nice technical target that was carried out. And right now what we're doing is we're holding the 20 EMA on the weekly chart. We're having a lot of selling pressure right now above $6, which is okay for now, but we don't want to be losing the 20 EMA. If we do lose the 20 EMA, the 10 EMA is already has already crossed above the 20, so we don't really want to drop below. But indeed, if we do drop below, what we can do is we can take a Fibonacci retracement, take the local high, take the local low, and see where the golden ratio is. $4.42.5. As you can see, you have retraced there back in March at the start of the month. We had a wick down to that area, to the golden pocket, but then we had a quickly bought up and we moved back up. So potentially we could still come back down here, retest $4.42, and then come back up. So be on the lookout for this golden ratio to play out. If we end up losing it, I would start targeting potentially $3.70, but I wouldn't be expecting us to retest $2.92 or 96 cents, I should say, unless Bitcoin does something drastic and, absolutely flops and drops down out of nowhere, if due to some, outside the markets, some off-chain reasons, you could say. For example, some black swan event or a flash crash, another financial crisis or whatever it may be that could cause Bitcoin to drop that quickly. taking a look at the weekly RSI, as you can see, we had this very strong impulsive move to the upside. We got rejected back down. Immediately, you can see that you have a very similar pump over here back in August of 2021. So what we want to do is we want to take all of this, and this is going to be a strong resistance trend line for us moving forward, because the next time we start coming up to that level, we might run into it once again and get sent back down. So take a look at that. You could also even do something like this. You can take another trend line. So from this May low of 2022, you can draw something like that, an ascending support trend line, because you did see a bounce in May 2022 and you did see a bounce in December of 2022. So maybe the next time we start pulling back down, you come back down to one of these trend lines in case of a move to the upside or a move to the downside. So you drop here, that's where you enter. You move up, that's where you exit. Of course, once we start getting closer to the apex, there's a good chance we might see a very strong explosion to the upside moving into 2025. So that's potentially where we could head, or that's where we could see the RSI at in 2025, sitting at the overbought levels like we were here back in 2021. So that's all I have here for the weekly chart regarding Filecoin. We're getting a lot of bullish candles on the volume indicator, and this is a very good sign. So a lot of important people are entering Filecoin, is my understanding, and decentralized storage is going to be one of the more important niches in the crypto space in the next bull market, in my personal opinion. And that's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to see you in the next update. Goodbye.